Exodus 36, freedom. Exodus 36. So what happens in Exodus 36? They're bringing all the stuff together, and let me tell you what happens. They bring so much items and material that literally they've been told stop bringing it. That's how what happens in obedience. When you're obedient to God, you will have an abundant of whatever God is asking you to do. Pressed down, shaken together, running over. You only get that out of obedience. Obedience to what God is telling you to do. And that's what these people were. They became obedient to the word of God, and they had so much material they had to tell them stop. Can you imagine that everything you ever do in your life, you would have to literally stop because you was becoming so fruitful that it was more than meeting the requirements. It made no sense. You just had to stop and allow yourself to ravish in what you have obtained because God had blessed you so much. That's what happened with them. Now, the thing about this, a lot of people, whether their characters is right or not, they can do exactly what is supposed to be done and get the same result because God's recipe is good. Now, the obedience allows you to go to heaven, but without the obedience, you can still get a good harvest. If I plant apples and you plant apples and I'm evil, I'm still going to get a wonderful um, orchard. I'm still going to get a wonderful orchard, even though I'm no good, because the planting of the seed and watering and doing all that is going to produce that. But God, and that's what God is trying to get us. Is it more important what you can produce, or is it more important for you to be obedient? Obedience over sacrifice. If you rather just sacrifice who you are to do what you want and be fruitful in your own way, or do you want to be obedient and be fruitful in God's way? And most of, now I'm not gonna say most of, but there's a percentage of people would rather be like, I'm gonna handle me because I can do it. But God is asking you to handle you the way He wants you to be handled for His glory, and that's a big thing for people to do. That is a big thing for people to do, and you know that's it will rain on the just and the unjust. And it's like I don't know if anybody watched The Bachelor, but the big old story of it was the antebellum girl who went to an antebellum party in 2018, and the bachelor found out about it. She happens to be not a descendant of African American, so antebellum means before the war, and it is a celebration of before the war, and that means it's also before the war was slavery, and she didn't get it. She didn't get it, and see, this is the thing. I'm okay with her not getting it because I understand that there's a whole lot of people that's not of color that don't get it because they never had to get it. So they really don't understand it. And a lot of people are just now being brought to another level of awareness. And one of the things that the guy said that was interviewing, he said, all history is made to be remembered, but all history is not made to be celebrated. And I love that because that's like the Bible. It's history. And all of this is to be remembered for us, but all of it should not be celebrated or repeated. You have people that have said that they read the Bible and God told them to put themselves on the cross and kill themselves. That is not what that was written for. It's for you to do that again. People pick out certain things out of the Bible and then want to say, this is why I act the way I do. It's not meant for you to reenact certain things. Certain things is what it is for your knowledge and understanding and to learn from it and be a better person from it. Not to repeat the same acts of Samson, to be out there whoring around and running around and doing crazy stuff. They're showing you history so that you understand why you should appreciate where we are now. We the people We the people is for everybody in the United States. We the people in the United States, we got to grow. When we first made We the People, it was made for we the white people. It was. It was written by we the white people of the United States. They just didn't put white in there because they never thought they would have to deal with nobody but white. But you know what? We the people of the United States has grown into a whole different level of something. And you got to grow. And what I'm talking about is we got to grow in the Bible too. We got to grow. We have to come to a understanding of when we do things in God, we got to keep growing, keep knowing, keep wanting to hunger to get better. You never arrive, because when you think you arrive, that's when you setting yourself for a fall. We don't arrive. We have to do better and better and better and better. And then being a Christian, not only do we have to get better, but we have to learn how to get better for the world and better for God. Not just for the world. We got to be better for God. Got to make it better for Him that'll affect the world. When you're better for the world, you ain't better for God. You just better for yourself. But when you're better for God, you'll be better for God and the world and everything that's connected to it. Well, that's all I wanted to say, is that when we get an abundance of things and God shows you how to do it, He'll show you so much that you can't even hold it all. He'll give you so much that you can't even understand it all. But work with what He gives you. Work with what He gives you so that you can become abundant. Abundant life. How do you get abundant life? Everything with God is more than what you want. How do you get abundant life? You live His life. How do you get more materials than you need? You do it the way He told you to do it. You do it the way He wants you to do it, and it'll flourish in your life. Flourishing is good in God. It is the gateway of obedience to heaven. When you flourish in obedience in God, it's your gateway to heaven. Flourish. Well, that's my time. Stay free.